Good morning, YouTube. This is Chuck Generals. Well, I'm out in the shop and I'm trying to get stuff ready to go. And what you're looking at here is this is the brass I've stripped out of various plumbing things and ceiling fans, and I mean just all kinds of stuff. And I'm guessing that's between, I'm thinking this between 35 and 40 pounds. Easy. So anyhow, that's the brass, and I think what we're going to do today is this. Let me aim you over here. If you look right there, that's a genuine ceiling fan motor, and we're going to get the copper out of it. But I'll show you what I've done so far, and I'm going to try to go maybe this coming week, head to the salvage yard and sell this and see how much money we make. Be right back. Okay, so this is a 5. If you look here, that's a 5-gallon bucket, and it's almost full of steel. This is another 5-gallon bucket, and he's full of steel. This is another one full of steel. That's another one full of steel, and that's another one full of steel. So I got 5 buckets, 5-gallon buckets full of steel, pipe fittings, and just anything you can imagine. Springs and rods and just tons of stuff. Don't know, these are probably 150, 250 pounds worth of steel. And over here, there's a little bit of red brass that I'm going to hang on to for a while. Next one, this is cast aluminum, and this is I don't know what to call it. It's regular aluminum, but this is like aluminum flashing, and this is like aluminum wire, and this is like aluminum. But this bucket, now this is cast aluminum, and this is a heavy piece right by itself. It's probably 15 pounds. And then all this is cast aluminum. Then here is insulated wire, insulated wire, insulated wire. So that's all copper insulated wire. This is some number 1 copper motor windings. And this is some number 2 and 3 copper here. I'm going to try to get all of these and maybe all the brass, but I got one other hole in the... What you're looking at here is extruded aluminum from windows and doors, and this is a heavy bucket of aluminum. It's that's probably 40 some pounds anyhow, and this is also the same kind of stuff. So it ought to be a really good load. I don't have much steel, and I got more copper, aluminum, and brass than anything. I actually have over here, I've got a few cans that I'd like to throw somewhere, but I won't. I'll keep them. Hey guys, this is one other thing that I don't have in my steel pile. Well, this is plastic, and that's a rubber gasket, and that's genuine steel. That's a water pump out of a 6.7 diesel, mine. Spent the day yesterday taking care of that and getting the new one in and getting this thing out, and it was fun. But that'll add to my steel pile, not very much, but it'll add to it. So, and that'll be that. All right, guys. A little dusty in here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut these strings loose so to make this copper much easier to take out. And you can see here, you can see the burn, and that's probably the failure point of this. And let's get this string out of the way. And it's varnished. It's showing some of them. Excuse me, wow. Some of this wire is also varnished. Maybe all of it. You got to get this all clipped off. You can see that coil is really burnt. That's why this failed. Yeah, this has been really hot at one time because these strings are just brittle. That's how brittle they are. You can break them with this hammering on them. Well, that side's pretty much done. This one might be a little harder than most because what I typically do is I cut this coil and pry it back this way, then put a bar on this side and pop the whole thing out. So we'll see if that really works on this one. All right, guys, that's pretty clean. Got all the strings off. I got some of the wires I got to snip yet, and then we'll get started on getting these coils out and clean up this mess. Here I've never seen one of these that is quite as varnished as this. I mean, these strings, that is really thick varnish. If you look at the body of this here, this is varnish. All this yellow here, and there's big puddles of it in places. But anyhow, we'll get it out of there. Be back. Alright guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these coils across here, and then I'll pry them out this little way so I can pull them from the other side and just pop them. Typically I'll use a 4.5 inch cutoff wheel, but what I'm going to do is on this, because they're so small, I'm going to use this little Dremel tool and do it this way. Well, at least we're going to attempt to do it this way. So there we go. Pretty easy, pretty quick. Whoop, there that went. So we won't do that one. That's the trouble with the Dremel tool, is that you get a little bit of the wrong angle, or it grabs like that one did, and you break the cutoff wheel. And it just broke it right off right there. But up here it worked fine. You know, so what we'll do here is just do that. This is too small a screwdriver. Boy, is that varnished heavy. So then I take a pair of needle nose and do that. Wow, you can hear it crunching in there. Hopefully that's breaking that all up pretty good for me. Yeah, there's other ways to do this. I was going to machete this one and try that for a change, but I don't know. I just have this thing about beating on a knife. Okay, so it was quite a battle. Let's see, I don't know if you can see at the top of this or not. You can see how bent this is. And I've got two of them out here. Two of the windings. They're complete. But what a battle that was. The varnish just doesn't want to let it break loose. So I'm going to take the rest of these out. I'll use a regular 4.5 inch cutoff wheel to give me a little bit more slack in here. So when I bend that, I'll use Bertha here and we'll pop that puppy apart. Alright, be back. Alright guys, we got minimal success here. This varnish is so bad, so thick. You can see on the back here where I've pried on this, and look how it's coming apart even. And even if it does come apart, it really doesn't help you because it ends up pinching on the wires. Like here, and like there, and like here. So I did use a 4.5 inch cutoff wheel, and it was much faster. You get into the steel a little bit, you can see there's the groove I cut right here, where my fingernail is right there. And nothing you can do about that, but it's still steel, and that'll go into the steel pile also. But what a chore. Alright, be back. Alright guys, so I got quite a few of these off, enough so that I've got the bottom of this piece in the vise now, and with no coils of copper in it. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to do like I normally do, and we're going to take the 4.5 inch cutoff wheel, cut all the coils, and after I cut the coils, we'll go ahead and pry them out. And with all that shellac that's on there, that's just amazing how much is on it. I've never seen one ever like this before. Okay, that should have ought to do it, so let me get these pried out and we'll get them out of there. Alright guys, so I about got this started. Oops. Right there. And I'm using Bertha, so I almost have this one pulled out here. And it's a case of just doing that and it comes out. Now this one here is bent a little bit more, so what we'll do is we'll straighten him. As much as we can. Put Bertha in there. And there she comes. That's how it's supposed to come out. It's just that there's so much shellac here. I've never seen this. I know I keep saying that, but it's just incredible. And that might have been part of the cause of this thing failing. It was because of so much shellac and the heat developed. Oops. Yeah, that's how they're coming. Coming good. Alright, I'll be back. Alright guys, very little time today, so it came out good. Got a nice chunk of steel here that we're going to put in the steel bucket. And look at all the copper, huh? All the copper came out good. But what's really amazing about this copper is look how it sticks together. I've taken quite a few of these apart before, and they usually have a handful of these little pieces, these little strands, and I don't have any strands. It's all stuck together with the varnish or the shellac, whatever they used. So anyhow, I don't want to drag this video on. I got one clip in here, it's way too long anyhow. So thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share, subscribe. Come back again, give it a good comment. And thank you so much for watching.